Hi, art historians. Welcome to week 3. We are in module number 5, unit 1. So for this unit, you will be continuing to learn about ancient Egypt. The title of this unit's material is module 5, Egypt Part 2. Egypt Part 2 is 5.01, the Middle Kingdom and the Amarna period. And for this unit, you have 4 core works and 4 supplemental works. These works range in date from around 2500 BCE to 1335 BCE. And our location for these, of course, are mostly in Egypt, and specifically Luxor, Minya, and Tel El Amarna. So our architectural sites include the Temple of Amun-Re and the rock-cut tombs of Beni Hassan. Sculptures include the Akhenaten portrait, the Nefertiti bust, and our domestic view or domestic relief of Akhenaten, Nefertiti, and 3 daughters. And our supplemental works include Nefertiti playing Senet, the statuette of Arneso II, Ani's judgment book from the Book of the Dead, and the TA portrait. So this is a really very intense period of Egyptian history. There's a lot of change going on, moving from that old kingdom with where the pyramids are being created to the Middle Kingdom, where we've got a bit of a transition here, and into the Amarna period. So the Middle Kingdom, you're going to see works of art like the Temple of Amun-Re, where you've got a huge temple complex with a gigantic hypostyle hall, clerestory ceilings, lots of advancements, and lots of Egyptian pharaohs liked to add their own little mark onto this space. So there are a lot of monuments and relics from the various rulers that interacted with this site over the years. Then when we get into our Amarna period, this is when a ruler, whose name I butchered just before, Akhenaten, he takes over and he wants to change a lot. He does 3 really important things. The first of which is he changes the entire art style of ancient Egypt. You're probably familiar with like the very straight-backed, like frontal shoulders, sideways waist, and kind of like very like geometric-y, the, kind of traditional view of the Egyptian style, as we saw in people like Steve Martin's dance. If you get that reference, credit to you. But not only did he change the art style to be more androgynous, which is, not necessarily identifying with one or any gender for that matter. It's a fluidity of every kind of feature of the human being included in a portrait. But he's also moving the capital of Egypt far, far, far up the Nile, and he's changing the entire religion. So we went from a polytheistic religion of many, many, many gods to a monotheistic religion. We are just praying to one god, Aten, which is why Akhenaten now renamed himself to Akhenaten. They love their gods, so they have to make sure that they're very, very firmly aligned with them. So Akhenaten and Nefertiti, 2 really pivotal characters happening around this time. Nefertiti is probably one of the coolest ladies. The portrait of her bust is just so gorgeous. It's been compared to the heavy flower on a slender stalk with her head and her beautiful neck. The Akhenaten portrait of Nefertiti and his 3 daughters will reveal the art style to you. You'll also see that image of that god Aten, which is represented as a sun disk. And you'll also see images of the Ankh, where we kind of have like a cross-like shape with a circle on top, representing everlasting life. So there's a lot going on here and a lot of change that is really important to keep in mind, because the next unit of ancient Egypt we will learn about, it's all going back. So everything you learned this unit, it's going back to how it was back in the Middle and Old Kingdom. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you back here for the next journey into Egypt.